All right, what's up, everybody? I am with Fabiola Beylouni. She is a style and image coach at True to You Image. Fabi, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me, Kevin. So excited to be chatting with you.
Yes. So I met you 4 or 5 months ago. Funny story, I almost sat in the car during lunch that day. And because I was like, yeah. And so I was like, no, I'm here. I should mingle and interact with people. And so,
I should be social.
So it does. So there's a cost to being antisocial, is what I'm saying. So now here we are today, all because I decided to be social that one time. So Fabi, tell us like what you do and who you serve. I'm actually one of your clients. In fact, that's why I'm wearing this shirt today.
Had it not been,
yes, she is.
Yes, color.
Yes, color. And so she's going to tell us how color and image can make us feel better about ourselves and improve our body image. But yeah, tell me about who your clients are, like a typical client, and and what you do.
Thank you. What an introduction. Yeah, so it's so what I do is I'm a style and image coach. I help male and female entrepreneurs learn how to dress so that they become more captivating in person and on camera and become magnets for success and opportunities. So, so really what I do is I help people match who they are on the inside to what they're wearing on the outside. It's really an art form, and it's not something that we're taught. Like, it's not like there's a handbook or it's downloaded into your brain how to dress in a way that makes you stand out. But yeah, I work with people who have an online presence and just want to have a little bit more impact without even needing to say a word. Like, your clothing has the power to do all the speaking for you and make you look like someone that people want to talk to and get to know. So.
Huh. And what inspired you to get into this space?
I was always interested in dressing and the power of style. And actually, when I was in high school, I remember being in a classroom and this girl walked in and I was just sitting there and she just came in with such an amazing outfit on, and it just floored me. I was just like amazed by her whole look. It was so bold. It was so interesting. And I wanted to like understand, what is that power that clothing has? How is it that someone can become so mesmerizing just by, a color or a certain element of their style? And I started sort of experimenting with clothing when I was in high school, like terrible style. I actually got voted most stylish because I was kind of experimental, but my style back then in high school still kind of was like all over the place. But later on, I ended up becoming mentored by a woman named Liana Shauli, who is an image therapist. And she taught me all about the fundamentals of style, image therapy, and how we can match our essence to our clothing. So then I started to learn, like, what is my body shape like? And what kinds of clothing do I need to really show off my shape? What colors work the best on me? And then I started to see little by little that people were responding to me differently. People were noticing me. People would be approaching me and opportunities were coming to me that I'd never even dreamed of before. And the only thing that had changed is the way that I dressed. So it's powerful.
Yeah, I don't recall taking a course on image consulting in college. I don't think that was part of my curriculum.
Not offered most of the time.
I remember taking U.S. history and calculus and all that, but they never. I know. They never tell you how to look better or feel better about yourself.
And honestly, I've forgotten all of that stuff. I've forgotten poli-sci. I can't tell you what photosynthesis is. But we get dressed every single day, and it's like this thing that we do that has a huge effect on how people perceive us. Perceive our value, perceive our intelligence, believe us, and we're trying to say something to sway them. And yeah, it's the thing that no one really thinks about, or we think that we're doing a good enough job just by kind of throwing on something and not being naked every day. But it's like one of those things that you can do a mediocre job, or you can really become conscious of how you can show up better and then just be more attractive and powerful and use it to your advantage.
Yeah. So what kind of problems do your clients come to you with? Like, because if I would never wake up, had I not met you personally, I would have never said, I need an image and style coach today. You know what I mean? But I came to you with problems, because if you go back and watch my previous videos, it was like all black, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the first video, which you should never watch, but it was this awful black shirt.
I'm so watching it.
Yeah,
everyone watch it right now.
yeah. Let's stream it right now. No, you can. I'm not going to delete it, but I remember it was like this black shirt and this black baseball cap. It's terrible. Okay, but it still didn't occur to me that I needed an image and style coach. So what are the problems that people are coming to you with? Is it lack of self-confidence? Is it body image?
Yeah, so it's what people come to this work for is they say, hey, I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to clothes. I don't know how to put outfits together. I don't know what looks good on me. I'm spending a lot of time trying to figure out like what looks good. So if I'm invited to like this event, like I end up freaking out because I don't know what to wear. And it's just a lot of mental strain every day, like not being sure. And then when they put something on that just sort of works, they don't feel that great in it. They typically feel like they're not feeling confident. They're not feeling like they're always kind of self-conscious. Like, is my, button kind of funny? Is the fit kind of weird? And it's just this discomfort in their own skin. So that's what they come for. But there's something beneath all that. And the beneath all that is that people tend to not really love who they are, or not really feel confident in their own skin. So the clothing is this sort of, they think, hey, I need to do this for my business. I have an online presence. I'm going to invest in this because it's going to pay off in my business. But it actually, there's a personal payoff, because something magical happens when you start to dress in a way that where the colors just make your skin glow, and you look in the mirror and you feel really good about yourself, and you're like, hey, it's like that magic that when you wear like a really nice jacket that fits you really well and it looks good, you walk differently, you talk to people differently, your voice sounds different, and you just ooze this thing that is this very just attractive quality that makes people come to you and want to be like, who is that person? Like, I want to get to know them. There's something about them. So it's just in every aspect of your life, it just infuses you with this little bump in your step.
Yeah, so that's like an instant way to improve self-confidence and body image. You don't have to do anything remarkable. You just gotta dress right, because a lot of people, especially women, like they don't, like you said, they don't feel comfortable in their bodies. They don't like the way they look. Okay, like I can help them with that. But if you want to change your body, that's going to take time. Like if you do it the right way, it could be 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. But you're saying if you change your wardrobe, change what you wear, it's like that,
It's it instantly makes you feel good. It's like, it's this instant pick me up. It doesn't cost anything. We're buying the clothes anyway. And most of the time we're buying clothes that don't fit right, that we bought on impulse because they were on sale. And then we end up having them hang in our wardrobe and they have the tags on for months and months. So like, we're spending all this money on clothing anyway. Why not learn this skill that basically will, for the rest of your life, will serve you. You'll always need to get dressed. You always need to make decisions about what looks good, and just buy the clothes that actually do look good on you and make you feel good, so that your whole closet, when you open it, that experience that you have every morning, instead of being like, oh man, there's so much stuff in here I need to get rid of. You're like, wow, everything looks amazing on me. I cannot wait to put that outfit on that I know I'm just going to look great in. But people don't think that's possible. But it's easy. It's just a matter of learning certain things, learning about your body, learning about what your skin is doing. Are you cool? Are you warm? Are you neutral? And the other thing is about body image is that people think, when I lose X amount of weight, I'm going to be happy. But the truth is that you have to be happy first in order to lose the weight. So I believe that when someone feels good, they start to take care of themselves more. You're more motivated because you feel love. You love yourself. So you're like, I want to eat healthy because I want to treat this body right. Like this body gets me through my life. It gets me through my day. It's a miracle. I'm perfect the way I am. And when you have those elevated emotions, you're more motivated to just love on yourself by eating well and working out in a healthy way, rather than this self-loathing that we feel like every time we look in the mirror and we don't like ourselves and we think that we have to change it. So I feel like you need to access that love first, and because it doesn't come the other way around. If you hate yourself deep down, no matter how much weight you lose, it's never going to be enough to mask that pain that you feel about hating your pudges and your belly and your this and that. There will always be something.
Yeah, that's a really common belief. Like, oh, when I reach that goal, then I'll be like woohoo and be happy. You might have that initial enthusiasm, but then it wears off. You mentioned earlier, you said people should dress in a way that reflects their inner beauty. I don't think I'm saying that verbatim, but like your outer image should reflect your inner image. Can you kind of elaborate on that?
Yeah. So my belief is that each one of us is perfect. We're all unique. We're like, each of us are as unique as all the things in nature you see, like trees and flowers and butterflies and kittens and rattlesnakes. Like, we're just these beautiful reflections of nature. And some of us show up very soft and very easygoing and very like a cool breeze on a summer day. And some of us just have this personality that's like rumbling like a thunderstorm, and we make we show up really big and we have this impact, and like we have big curvy bodies that are just voluptuous. So like there's these little essences, these little minute things that make us who we are and make us different than someone else. It's like the difference between straight hair or curly hair. Yeah. Or a soft voice or a loud voice, or a stick straight body or a curvy body, or a pear or an inverted triangle. But like all these different combinations that make you who you are something to be celebrated. And the colors that you have. So all those things can be reflected in clothing. So for example, I'll show you just with myself, because I have an awareness of who I am and my personality. It starts with an awareness. So the color of this shirt is one of my best neutrals, which is this dark green color. It's a color that I can wear, and it comes from my skin tone. And the shine of it matches the shine of my skin. It's a little bit luminous, but it's not too bright, so it's not overpowering me. So there's like a texture to our skin that we want to mimic in our clothes. We want to mimic the sound of our voice in our clothing. There's a lot of these subtle things that we never think is possible, but you can totally customize your style to who you are.
Yeah, that's totally true. Because before I started working with you, I thought, what is she going to teach me? I mean, it's like, okay, these color, wear this color, wear these pants. I had no idea about all of the little subtle
nuances.
Details. The nuances. Exactly. It's like I didn't even realize that there were multiple colors in your eye. I was like, oh, I'm brown eyed, I have brown hair, and it's that simple. And it's just like, So that's why I was like, take a picture of your eye. Well, who cares? It's brown. Just
So, I have the same thing. I was like, brown eyes is boring. We have these ideas like, I wish I had this, blue eyes or green eyes, but it's like, no, you have like these gorgeous eyes that have like not just one color, but like many colors in them. Same with your hair, and all those colors are like a paint set that you can paint with, because once you wear those same colors in your clothing, it makes the rest of your face just stand out. Like you glow, you have this something, and that's really what the secret is you want whatever is there, you want to reflect that in your clothing. So but yeah, it's weird. Nobody thinks about these things quite this way. They think I'm just gonna wear whatever I see Kylie Jenner wearing, or it's just like they try to copy what other people are wearing, and because you're trying to like put something that you see on like an apple on yourself and you're an orange, then you're like, but I don't look good. There's something wrong with me, rather than saying, no, I don't look good because I'm different. My shape is different. My essence is different. So whatever looks good on this person's not going to look good on me. And what looks good on me is not going to look good on her. So it's not about imitating other people. It's about finding your own voice and your own style.
Yeah, and speaking of celebrities, style and image coaches, they're not just for celebrities. They don't cost thousands and thousands of dollars. She's pretty reasonable. So this is what you don't know can hurt you. So all these little nuances that are easy to dismiss, like, oh, that's not important. No, they can. Okay, so it's going to affect how other people perceive you and how you perceive yourself. You talked about different body shapes, and this is one of the things that was really surprising to me, because after all of these years of studying personal training and physiology and even going to like physical therapy school, nobody ever told me about the basic body shapes. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So we all have our unique body geometry. So there are different shapes. So like there's body shapes for women and there's body shapes for men that we typically fall within like one of these categories. So like there's a rectangle shape where your hips and your shoulders and your waist are pretty much the same up and down. There's inverted triangles where you're like wider at your shoulders and then narrower at your hips. There's rounded shapes that are like bigger in your midsection. And then there's certain shapes that go for men and the unique ones for women too. Hourglasses, all different shapes. But the point is that you don't, we're all different, but none of them is wrong. Like if you're rounded, it's not like that's worse or better than being an hourglass, or worse or better than being a trapezoid for a man. But basically what's useful about these shapes is that knowing your proportions, and because clothing looks better on your body depending on your body type. For example, this is something that when women don't know, is if you are wider in your shoulders and narrower in your hips, you want to create visual balance. And so you want to add something like a bell bottom to your pants, which will make your wider top balance the bottom and then create this harmonious shape. But it's like optical illusions. We're just talking about creating balance and harmony and working with what you have, and learning the rules that if you stick to them make you look great no matter what you wear. And you saw, like I showed you pictures and examples of celebrities that were different sizes, different body shapes, but wearing like really nice suits that fit them well. And like you couldn't even really tell what their body shape was underneath, could you?
No. So, and that's important to understand, is that you can change the amount of muscle and fat that you have, but these body shapes, they seem to be predetermined.
Like, yeah. We're born with it. Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, you could lose a ton of weight, but it's like your skeletal shape we're talking about. It's like, This is what it is. And sometimes it is like, fat, but ultimately we're pretty much the same size. We're the same shape. Our body shape is the same. And you have to learn to work with it regardless of how much fat or not fat is on there.
Yeah. And none of those celebrities are, starving for attention. They all have different body shapes, but they look great, right? Because they have a wardrobe that fits them.
Yeah, exactly.
And matches them. What do you think? When somebody says "love your body," how do you interpret that? That just, to me, it seems like I don't know, kind of coachy and like motivational. It's like, oh, just love your body. Your body is great.
Yeah.
How do you interpret that? Maybe you have a better understanding of what that means.
Yeah. So I agree with you. It's like one of those little wishy-washy things, like, oh yeah, self-confidence, self-love, self-care, love your body.
Love your body.
Yeah, like it makes a really good quote, to throw up on someone's Instagram page. But like, how do you actually love yourself? Like when you hate yourself, like, where you're like, I don't want to be seen in public, or I don't want to go on the beach because I don't look good in a swimsuit, Like, so to me, the start of the self-love as a journey. It's not really a destination. It's like this ongoing process. You're never like you arrive at it, but it's this constant, just like moving towards this fully loving and owning of yourself. The start of that is gratitude. So I find that if I can just be thankful for the what my body does for me, the stomach that I pinch and pull at, that I'm criticizing, that I'm like hyper focusing on sometimes, it's like this stomach is like serving me, like it's digesting my food. It's always been there for me. Like I'm so mean to it. Like what? It's like we wouldn't treat a child the way that we treat ourselves. No. So if you can imagine yourself as a child, and like little 8-year-old you was running up and was like, hey, I just don't want to go out today because like I don't like the way my arms look in the shirt. I just rather would stay home. Like you would say, like, what are you talking about? Like you're more than your arms. So I feel like if you were just to treat yourself like as if you're a child and like talk to yourself as if you would a child that you love, that's a good way to switch your mindset a little bit so that you're a little bit more kind to yourself. And that kindness and appreciation for what your body does. Your great big thighs that you hate are the thighs that like give you the strength and the muscle to move your body and allow you to like move through the world. So it's a little bit of it's a gratitude mind shift, and it's also looking at yourself like you are a child, an innocent child that you want to show love to.
Yeah. But although that doesn't mean you can't make changes. Like if you don't like proportions or something, or if you feel like you have too much body fat, that's something that you can change. But you got to focus on behavior. And there's never a wrong time to start changing your wardrobe. You don't have to wait until you're at that perfect ideal weight to start changing your wardrobe. In fact, if you change it now, you might look better and give you more confidence, which would inspire you to improve your fitness.
Exactly. And I agree with you, because this is what I think people need to get, is that you don't want to wait. You don't want to like make your happiness reliant on being this goal. Like your happiness relies on you being a certain weight, whatever. Like you start with the happiness, you start with the love, and by like doing that, then you become motivated to change. And it's like this balance between being happy the way you are and also wanting to be a stronger, healthier version of yourself. Like you can be both. You can love who you are exactly as you are right now and want to be a stronger, more healthy version of yourself. And if you can combine those two, then you'll be more successful. And it's the same with clothing. Like if you can love your body and your shape and the way you look, the way you are now, and start to like dress better, even at a size 22, if you're trying to work towards a 2, it'll help you on your journey, because that love will make you just more motivated to be the best version of yourself that you can be.
Yeah. And that includes style, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Being the best image of yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
100%. Do you find that people hide themselves in their clothes? Like they wear clothes that deliberately give them less attention or hides their body type? Mm-hmm. Is that a problem that you encounter?
It's called wearing black.
Wearing black. This is lesson number 1. Quit wearing black. So that's why you haven't been seeing black on the YouTube videos, by the way.
Well, good. Yeah, I'm proud of you. So the thing about black is that people have this idea that we have these myths around the color black, that if we wear black, then it's going to hide all our problem spots. But the truth is that it's actually the least flattering color on most people. It's the color that when you hold it next to your skin, it sucks all the color that's naturally, the pigment that's there, all the life out of your skin, and makes you look more tired, more heavy, less approachable. It's like this unconscious signal to people that you're unapproachable and that you're not friendly. And I always use this example that I talk about, like being in a party and you don't know anybody, and you see somebody dressed in head to toe black, like a leather jacket and like black boots, and then you see someone else on the other side wearing color and texture. Who's going to be more approachable? Like who do you just like inherently want to talk to more? It's like there's something about color that's more inviting. So the thing about black is you're not looking better. You're just it's making you invisible to the world. and it's making you less approachable, and people want to engage with you less. So I tell people, like, unless you have like black hair or really dark eyes where the color black would be balancing on your skin tone, you want to avoid black, and just to experiment with color more and just see if people start to notice you and interact with you a little bit differently based on that.
Yeah. Are there any other major mistakes you see people making on a kind of daily basis? I mean, you probably have a ton of them, but what other problems as you go outside and you go to the mall, for example? What style faux pas or mistakes are people making that are easily avoidable?
Yeah, and like I like to think they're mistakes, yes, but it's just lack of knowledge, like lack of knowledge. So like if you've been doing these things, don't think that you're like a bad person or that you're just stupid or something. It's just no one teaches us, and sometimes you just have to see yourself in the alternative to know that that's better. But so one thing that I see often is people wearing things that are too big for them. Again, it's like this thing where like, and you're a little guilty of that yourself. I believe when we started working together, your shirts were a little baggy. We're not showing off your and then, but you have a great physique. Like you take care of yourself, you like work out, and your clothes were hiding your body. Like you have this great shape to you. And men and women do the same thing. They think that, baggy is going to hide my problem spots, but then it just makes you look like this, like a sack that's just like floating around with a head on top of it. It's not flattering, and it doesn't do you any favors. So the alternative is to learn what your shape is and then learn exactly how to dress it, so that when you walk into the room, people see you, but they see you as this very balanced, gorgeous package that you are, rather than just this like hiding behind this like oversized shirt or baggy pants.
Exactly. And so what you wear is conveying a message, really, like subconsciously. Think so. It's not just about looking pretty. It's like the message that you are sending. Your vibe, in a sense. Yeah. Yeah.
We teach people. We tell people how valuable we are. It's like, does this person if you want to make an offer, if you're an entrepreneur and you're like, you want to make this high level offer, but you're dressing like someone who's is not, it's like, you want to show up like, hey, I'm $1 million. I look like $1 million. I'm worth $1 million. Like, and people really respond to the vibe. It's like if someone shows up in a suit and they start talking to you and you don't know them on the street, you're going to react a little differently than if they're wearing like, baggy clothes with stains and holes on them. Like, and it's just a subtle, like instinctual thing. Like, oh, I should pay attention to this person versus, oh, like this person is, I don't know, like a little bit not trustworthy or something. So yeah, all our clothing choices send a big message.
Yeah. So like I said, what you don't know could be hurting you. So just keep that in mind. It's there's a lot more nuance here than you think. So let's recap a little bit. We talked about loving yourself and body image and self-confidence. And remember, yes, you might want to improve your body, but that's going to take time. Okay, this is instant upgrade, something that you can do now. So, Fabi, how can people learn more about you? How can they get more of you?
Good question. Very good question. Yeah, so how do you get in touch? So I'd say follow me on my Instagram. It's at True to You Image. So this TRUETOYOU image. That's my Instagram. You can send me a DM or hit me up if you have any more questions about this work or have any comments. So yeah.
And I'll put links in the description box so people can people can just click it. So I can help you look better naked, but you're not naked most of the time. Okay. So Fabi can help you look better when you're not naked.
Clothed.
Yeah, when you're clothed. And you're clothed, I hope, 16 hours of the day. So what are you wearing then? You might want to put a little more thought into it. Even if you like fashion and shopping, there's all these little nuances that you're not even considering right now. Okay.
Yeah, so much to learn. And it's fun to learn it too. Like once you learn it, like how exciting is it when you're like, oh man, like I never looked at myself that way. Like, right? It's a discovery process. It's a therapeutic process. And so just like, you know, learning about how to take care of your body can be very healing to you. Learning to take care of like the outside of your body, your clothing, your second skin can also be a very healing process too.
Yeah, your second skin. I think it's interesting that you call it therapy. I mean, you know, style therapy. Most people wouldn't even consider like therapy. I need therapy for what I wear. So that was like an interesting choice of words, and the experimentation too. You know, being willing to try things that you haven't tried before instead of walking into you know, Kohl's and Forever 21. I mean, there's nothing wrong with those places. I mean, I guess there's nothing wrong with those, but it's something you might want to put a little more thought into this, especially if you're entrepreneur, you're climbing the ladder. You know, you can get away with it when you're 18, 19 years old, but come on, we're professionals now. So
yeah.
Consider working with Fabi. Okay. So there's a lot of things I understand about physique and image and style now that I did not know. Okay. So there's lots of secrets that she can share with you.
I will share the secrets. I'll share the secrets.
All right. Well, this was a good discussion. This was history. This is the first live stream on this channel ever.
We made history. We did make history. It's the rocket launch.
Yeah, there was no rocket launch, unfortunately. That would have been amazing. Maybe the next time we can do like another interview on a rocket launch day.
There you go.
But yeah, so thank you for coming. I thought this was a really good interview.
Yeah, I think so too. Thanks, Kevin. And you know, your work is amazing too. Like, you know, this is like, it's all interrelated, like this body image and like clothing discomfort. It's all like, we're both healing in our own way, but you know, I so think that you're such a master at your craft too. So thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. It's one package, guys. One package.
There we go.
All right, cool. We'll talk soon.
Okay. Bye, Kevin.